Hello everyone, this is DD1 here along with
Green Science Boy.
And I would say this has been a highly requested video, but not specifically. Just one person requested I do this video because he has done a lot of repair work to basically everything you will be seeing in this video has involved him. But Rory and I are here today to showcase some of the most obscure or rare Christmas life sizes made by Gemmy Industries. Now there's many, there are some produced things in here, there's others that are prototypes, and some things were released, other things were not. And there are some very advanced pieces in here, and there are some very simple pieces in here. But we have a wide variety. We've got, the dancing ones, we have static characters that are posable, and then we have super lifelike characters. So I'll start off on the left here. So for those of you who decided to watch, I don't know, a minute in, we have that guy right there. That is the not quite, like with the hat, 4 foot tall, dancing Frosty the Snowman. And it does play the old-fashioned recording of Frosty the Snowman, the theme song. So we've got that. And we will be demoing all of these. And then we have the Soldier Snowman sold at Garden Ridge. And we have the UK Dancing White Teddy Bear sold only in the United Kingdom at some United Kingdom shop. I don't know and really don't care. And then we have this 5-foot dancing Santa that I heard was sold at Kmart, but I've only seen one other one. And it was just some eBay seller's video. It's got a really neat costume, and it's got a unique head, which is kind of surprising. And then we have resin prototypes of the Holy Family. These were sold with the inflatable nativity at Lowe's in 2008. They were planned to be sold, without the inflatable part, but I don't think they ever were. And then on the right are the two that are the big surprise, really. We have the hyper-realistic Santa Claus, I guess you could call it. Very advanced movements. This thing actually was scrapped pretty on in development. They made the head and they had the body, but there was no program made and no audio made. But the excellent repairman that has worked on all of these, CJ Webler is his YouTube channel, he actually took the time and effort to program a whole sequence for this character. And the old Gemmy voice actor, Clint Ford, who's also the Legendary Innovations voice actor, we had him record and write some lines for this character. And it could not have been any better. It's just really well done. And then on the right we have what was officially called the Bah Humbug Butler, in writing, but it's Scrooge. So the Gemmy life-size Scrooge. His lantern constantly stays lit when he is plugged in, but he doesn't have a button function, so I have him unplugged right now so he doesn't go off when something else is going. But is there anything you want to say real quick, Rory?
These characters are probably some of the most obscure Christmas life sizes Gemmy ever produced. The Christmas life sizes were a big influence in my early collecting days and in my childhood. It's really an honor to get to see a lot of these pieces in the same room, especially some of the unreleased ones. And I have about 700 different videos of the dancing characters saved in a playlist from like 2009. So these pieces mean a lot to me, and I'm really glad that you all get to enjoy them here.
Yeah, and I never really expected to have a collection like this, but for anyone watching, if you put your mind to something and you work hard enough at it, you can achieve practically anything. You just gotta. Sometimes you gotta be the first one, but not always. Sometimes you just put the effort in, and then things happen. I'm not going to go into depth about where all I got everything, because this video would be an hour long. I guess the most interesting thing, the soldier snowman came from like a Walmart gas station from a couple crackheads. It was a $50 purchase, and it was storming outside, so thankfully we were under the gas station pavilion. But yeah, I guess we'll just go down the list here. So we'll start off with Frosty the Snowman first. Very unique size, and it does collapse up and down despite it being, you know, so short. Like, that's a 5-foot character.
Yeah.
Roy's right behind my shoulder right now. It kind of caught me off guard. But it does go up and down. You know, the head turns and it dances. And it does have the microphone function, you know, volume control, auxiliary, sensor, and button. And yeah, it's just truly an incredible piece. It did come with the box, but I may show that at a later time if I do an individual demo video. So yeah, I guess without further ado, we'll press. And the blue base is actually hand painted, or, you know, painted. So underneath it's probably the typical red color, of the reddish woodish color. But here we go.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Look at Frosty go over the hills of snow.
So yeah, that's Frosty. You can tell that the audio is very clear, and it's kind of high pitch as well, which is pretty common with early samples. But yeah, and
For the viewers interested in seeing, we grabbed the...
yes, we're skipping the demo here, and we're not going to show my address either. This is the box of Frosty. So as you can see, it's just a plain box, but it's got some neat writing and stuff like that on there.
Sample Dallas Gemmy on the big orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the box, and it's pretty rare for, you know, pre-production pieces to have their box still. You know, I have a pretty wide collection of items, and when it comes to prototype life sizes, there's only 2 I have that have like an original box. But yeah, with all the, you know, common dancing characters, I'll just play 1 song each because, you know what they do. But yeah, we'll do 1 song with the snowman, and it's pretty neat.
It's Christmas time. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings I bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So that's the snowman. This dancing mech is a little loud, but it does definitely work. Here's the UK teddy bear. People call it a polar bear, but to me it's more of like a teddy bear because it's not very, you know, realistic. You know, the guitar polar bear is more realistic than this. But it's a really neat piece, and for some reason he has a regular Santa board, but the pitch is just so much lower on the recording, which I guess makes him more bear-like. But he does say ho ho ho, so make of that what you will. But I'll press him now.
Merry Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer.
very slow on that one. So next we have the, I guess you could call it specialty 5-foot Santa. Don't know much about it, but it does have a unique kind of fabric here, and then it has like a fake leather and felt, and then a little gold chain. And the head is a unique sculpt, which was kind of surprising.
I
But
believe it's one of the only 5-foot earlier Santas I've seen with that type of beard as well.
yeah, the beard is interesting. It's not just glued on, it's actually like the head is separated and then the beard was stuck in and the head was closed again. So very interesting technique with that. But yeah, and it'll be the same song. You'll notice a very big difference in the pitch.
Merry Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time, yes, the most wonderful time, oh, the most wonderful time of the year.
So there's the Dancing Santa. Next up on the list here we have the Holy Family. So as you can see, Keanu Reeves here. He's made of resin. It's all hand painted and all of that. We have Mary. This is Joseph, of course, and then we have baby Jesus. Definitely a little faded there. Might need to repaint that. And then he has a resin manger, which is pretty neat. Yeah, these are built with the thicker bases like the Walmart Santas and those same pipes. There's not too much more to say about these besides they're a little faded, but they look pretty neat, and it's really neat to have them because our first life sizes as a family we ever got were the Holy Family. Now next up on the list is probably the most shocking in this video. This is the hyper-realistic Santa. So a little background in this. The head itself features a life cast in the mask, and Gemmy flew out the most realistic Santa Claus at the time. I guess there was a competition in the United States, and he got life casted, which that means they put material around his face to make a mold. So if you look up close, I know the lighting's a little dark, but you can see it's very detailed, like with the skin and all of that. So it's very realistic. I know it's hard to see on camera. I mean, he has a big llama beard, which is pretty neat. And he actually has all the same movements as the brain monster, except for the arm movements. So he blinks, he looks around, his mouth moves, and his head turns. And the audio you're about to hear is, it's not owned by Gemmy. None of it is property of Gemmy Industries, but it was all created for this one-off project. Another neat thing about this Santa is he does collapse, but he doesn't really have a base like normal. There's a collapse pedal between his feet, but there's not like a round oval base.
Here, I'll shine a light on it. The camera's not really picking it up too well.
Oh, how helpful of you. There you go. So yeah, there's the base there. You can see the collapse pedal in the middle. If you want to show the face real quick with the light, you can see more of that detail. You can see it's very realistic. But yeah, so I guess without further ado, we will demonstrate the program for you.
Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy bring to you and your kin good tidings for Christmas and a happy new year. Ho, 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 ho.
And you can also see he has a mouth in there, but the mask actually, completely covers the teeth when it's shut, which is really cool. And then we'll play the next phrase here. Well, there's one song and a few phrases.
You know, I don't actually say ho ho ho. It's just the way I laugh. See? Oh, it's a good thing this material has some give. Otherwise, Mrs. Claus will be making me a new suit every year. I do love Christmas time, but it might be nice if you brought me out in, say, June or July, you know. The name's Claus. Santa Claus. I'll have an eggnog. Shaken, not stirred.
I believe that's the last phrase.
Yeah.
So it's like, Domin, you should know that. I'm still getting used to this thing. And Rory, if you could plug in the last one for me there, that would be very useful. But yeah, and this is just an incredible piece, probably one of the most realistic life size that, as far as we know, Gemmy ever attempted.
Now this one here is gonna make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
First, we should probably point out that the lantern is always a constant on when it's plugged in.
Yeah, as you can see, there's the lantern. It's constantly, flickering a little bit. And this was before the purple button was invented for the 6-foot characters. So the base does not have that. But yeah, this is Scrooge. His face is also a live cast. It's actually the same style head as that butler head on the silver tray. So, it's got the same kind of detailing as that, except, it doesn't have teeth. He's got sideburns and he's got some long gray hair on the back. And he actually has, so this program is the original program that Gemmy did, but unfortunately his original board just completely gave out, but we had already audio ripped him and we had filmed the program. So it is exactly the same as it once was. So this is how he was programmed. And it's a really creative program. It's not, as predictable as other items. And he sings a song and he says several phrases. So without further ado, we will activate him.
Deck the halls with rotten house guests. Fruitcake that you'll never digest. Don you now your tacky sweaters. Only eggnog makes it better. La 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 la. Ha.
So that's the song, and now we're on to the phrases.
There's only one thing I like about Christmas, and I've been drinking it since noon.
One thing I want to point out is originally every 2 phrases the song would play, but the song plays once, which I think is better, but that's the only difference.
What would I like for Christmas? I'd like it to go away. Here's hoping the spirit of the season moves you right out the door. If I am to make it through this season with my sanity intact, it's going to take a lot of eggnog. Oh goody, another fruitcake. Why don't you go meet yourself under the mistletoe? Why yes, you are the life of the party. The cheese log has more personality. If I ever had any goodwill toward men, Christmas has drained me of it. One more request for figgy pudding, and I am so out of here.
So yeah, that is Scrooge. I really like that last phrase there. It's like,
That's my favorite too.
Yeah, really unique piece. I talked with a few people about it, that were in the industry at the time, and they said it was very innovative, but probably not ideal for the market at that time. Nowadays a Scrooge would probably be very popular, but not as much back in 2005 when this was intended for release. And they were also going to make a pajama version, which had glasses and, the nightgown, and he would have held a candle in his, what would usually be a tray arm. But yeah, so that is all of the Christmas life sizes. They're all very cool to own and to have, but I also hope all of you enjoy seeing them. If there are any specific items you would like to see an in-depth video on, maybe just an individual demo uploaded, please comment down below. And again, I hope you all really enjoyed, and I thank you for watching, and happy Christmas in July if you're one of those interesting people.